Hello, welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries. This is a podcast where I, Melanie,
And I, Sean.
discuss Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode by episode. As a reminder, Sean has watched Buffy since its original airing in the 90s, and I have not. Coming at it new from 2024.
In season 3.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So tonight we're talking about season 3, episode 3, Faith, Hope, and Trick.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like the title.
All right, before we get into it, you mentioned that at the end of our last episode. What do you like about it?
Faith, Hope, and Trick.
Yeah,
Faith, Hope, and Trick.
they're all nouns.
I don't know. It's like faith and hope are ephemeral ideas of something, and trick is a verb.
Yeah, it can be. Okay.
I guess
Well,
it could be a noun, but I don't know.
okay.
It doesn't
Interesting.
make sense to me. But we'll figure it out
Mm-hmm.
together
Yep.
as friends.
Buffy definitely feeling some uneasiness, some jealousy towards the new character, Faith.
Yeah. Yes.
Would you say you're a jealous person?
Yes.
Yeah.
The end.
Like, are you jealous like
Yeah.
in like romantic relationships, just in general? Like, what makes you
Yeah.
jealous?
I think well, like anybody in not anybody, I guess. I think I fall victim to comparing myself to others, especially in social media. And maybe it's not jealousy, but envy, maybe? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about.
That's
Yeah,
very
like looking at
fair.
others and thinking have it better than me or they're living a better life or I don't know. It all comes from insecurity, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Those kind of emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used to be very jealous in romantic relationships. Again, insecurity, you know. Um, uh, we've talked about stalkers. That again comes from insecurity and jealousy and those kind of things. Um, I like to think I've gotten over that in my romantic relationships because I think once you feel you trust yourself and your partner and you feel more secure in your relationship, there's no need for that. I don't know. You just trust more.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you jealous?
I can be, yeah. For me, it's like you were saying, envy. Like, um, I'm bad about that, especially with work.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody else gets recognition, not all the time, but like somebody else gets recognition, well, why didn't I? And then I start spiraling of, well, what did I do wrong? I'm going to lose my job. And you've been there. You've seen me do it.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever jealous when we worked together. We were pretty much equals, although I had the better
Yeah.
team. Um, like I can't think of ever a time where I was like jealous of you.
No. Yeah, I don't know that work wise. I don't think. Yeah, I didn't have those emotions. Was I jealous of people at work? No, no. We were all in the same boat of misery, and I don't think I envied anybody at work or no. I knew that's not true. I will say I probably envied or felt a little jealous of you when you got your new position.
oh, when I got the manager
Towards the
role.
end, like, there was one day we went to lunch at that restaurant on campus. You were there with, like, all the muckety mucks, and I was there. I don't know if I was there with my team or with a friend or what, and I was like, "Oh, he's changed." Now he's gonna grow away from me. He's with his new hoity-toity executive friends.
Oh, well, I'm glad that didn't happen.
No, I know, me too. But yeah.
Yeah, in like romantic relationship, like I can get jealous of like if
Yeah?
somebody's like hitting on my husband or flirting or something, then yeah, I
You get jealous?
I do.
That's when you text me. You usually text me.
I remember once we were at a bar, like at a work happy hour, and this guy just randomly started talking to me. Like, wasn't really even like really flirting or anything, just talking to me. And my husband was like all the way on the other side of the bar, and he saw us talking, and like 2 seconds later, he was suddenly right
Oh,
next.
yeah, yeah, he was right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if my husband is a jealous person. I don't think so. He's so laid back. He's just like, "Ah, whatever."
Well, and like you said,
Try to make somebody jealous?
I'm sure I have, and again, not proud of it, but I'm sure I have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Teen angst.
Mm,
It's all about the drama
yeah.
when you're a teenager, as this episode shows, as this show shows.
You want to jump into Faith, Hope, and Trick?
Let's jump in.
All right. Willow
Let's
has a
see.
blue
Okay.
fuzzy sweater.
Yes. And she's so excited. Oh, there's like, oh, but when they as soon as they open, there's like upbeat music. We're jazzing. We're jazzing at school. Yeah, we're seniors. Yeah, Willow and Oz, and she's giddy. She's giddy because they're seniors. They can leave for lunch.
Hmm. We didn't have that in
She's
my school.
excited, but she's not really excited. We were never allowed to leave. I think we've talked about this. We were
Yeah.
never allowed to leave.
Yep.
They didn't trust us. Um, but so they have to pretty much drag her off the campus. That's kind of funny. Um, but all the way across the street where Buffy's waiting on the grass. It's not even like they're going to McDonald's or something. They're just walking across the street.
For the picnic lunch.
Yes. Yep. Buffy looks cute. She's in her pastels and she's got a giant butterfly stuck to her head.
Yep.
And she's got that weird zigzaggy like part. Did you notice that? Her
I
part?
did. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where you take the comb and you do this.
Hmm. And she
Where
made
it
some.
looks messy and simple, but it probably took her an hour to do it.
Yep. She made a comment about hand cut prosciutto. You know she was not hand cutting any prosciutto. What's the grocery store in California?
Vaughn's,
There you go. She was
I
at
think is the
Bond's,
one I went to. Vaughn's.
picked up some for the
Yeah.
deli. Lies. Lies.
Gelson's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they're like, "Ooh, Scott Hope at 11 o'clock." I was like, "Ah, Hope."
So, confession, I've seen
Yeah,
this episode many times in the past
yeah.
25 years. I think it was only this year that it clicked that was the hope.
That's
of-
the Hope in the title. Oh, Sean.
I know,
All
I
right.
know, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, Scott
All right.
Hope, played by Fab Filippo.
Oh, I didn't even look it up. Fab, FAB, Fab.
Yep, it's short for like Fabrizio, I think. But I
Okay.
didn't see him really in anything else.
No.
No, but Willow wants Buffy to do that thing that boys like with her mouth.
How did I miss that line?
How did you miss that line? I
Oh,
burst out
yeah. She was like,
laughing.
"Did you do that thing?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. After he walked away, she's like, "Did you do that thing?"
Yeah, but before that, she's like, you
She
could do
said that
that
before
thing
that.
with. Well, before that, she said you could do that thing with your mouth that boys like, and Buffy just like whips her head around, like what?
I totally missed that.
Because I just
Oh my gosh,
was,
Willow. That's Willow's wild streak.
but she
Her
had
slutty streak.
the half smile, and
Yeah.
her and Scott have a little flirt,
Yes.
and then Xander says, "I saw that half smile, you little slut."
Yes. I
Uncalled
know.
for.
I know. And anytime he has a line like that that's a little suggestive or dirty, I just think about the person that plays that role and mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so I said obviously he's a bad guy or he's going to be killed. Something bad's going to happen to that guy.
Poor Scott.
I know. We cut to the burger joint, Happy Burger,
Hmm.
a limo pulling into the drive-through.
Did you see the mascot? It was kind of
It was
scary
disturbing.
looking.
It
Yeah.
was scary looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a real place, a real or a set.
I think it's real.
Anybody know? Is that mascot really out there? If so, Sean and I are going to California and taking a picture.
Yes. Looking scared.
Um, the guy orders a diet soda. I'll just have a diet soda. That's like in movies when they go to the bar and they go, "Give me a beer."
Yep. Yep. So
A
that
diet soda.
that was K. Todd Freeman, that actor, and I knew him from somewhere. He was in Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events, the Netflix show.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when I was
Oh,
watching it, and I came on like, I know him, and that's where I know him. He's been in a couple
you
of
knew
other
him
things,
from
but that's
Buffy.
where I knew him from.
Okay, all right. He is talking about to somebody somebody else in the limo who's still in the dark but has hooves,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Hoof gloves, and they're talking about Sunnydale and how it's a good place for them to be. Got to respect the death rate, so they're no good. Anybody with hoof gloves,
That's,
not good.
that's fair.
Um, and they're gonna kill the Slayer.
Hmm.
That's what that bad guy, the big bad, he's there for. He's gonna kill the Slayer.
Yep.
And then he's talking about how he's gonna kill the Slayer and all the awful things he's gonna do to her and drink the marrow from bones. And then the guy that we can see says, "Now I'm hungry." And he pulls the drive-through guy through the limo window. And they pull away and you see his legs sticking out. Oh,
Grab the snack.
sure. Yeah.
Then he gets. We get credits
Yes.
and yet another dream sequence. This time at the Bronze.
Yes. Anytime this whole season, right, is going to be Angel in dream sequences only. Anytime you see Angel, you know it's a dream. She's slow dancing with Angel at the Bronze. Oh, it's nice. And then she's got her ring on, but the ring falls to the floor. And then she has a flashback of the portal
Yep.
and killing him. Poor Angel. And then wake up. Wake up. Dream
Yeah.
sequence.
Pretty good dream sequence.
Yeah. We love a dream sequence this season.
And then we go to Snyder's
Um,
office.
Then we're back in Snyder's office. And he is giving his terms. And then basically they're like, no.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So they're like, no, and we already know the superintendent said you have to let her back in.
Mhm.
And yeah, right? And then his terms were what? She has to take makeup exams for everything she missed last year.
Get a letter of recommendation.
What was the second thing? Oh yeah, get a letter of recommendation from someone other than
Right.
Giles. And she has to see the school psychologist. Did you have a school psychologist?
We had one. Yeah.
We had guidance counselors.
No, we had one. I never saw her, but I remember we had one.
Okay. Um, so they're like basically, no, we're not gonna do any of those things. She's coming
Yep.
back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then the next few scenes, she's talking about how she has to go take makeup tests.
Well, all right, so as you were saying that, I was thinking. I mean, if she didn't take finals at the end of the last
Yeah,
semester, like she had a bunch of incompletes, like
I guess.
so. I agree. Yeah, that
I
that
guess.
that part fine. I mean, the letter of recommendation, he can go screw himself.
Yeah, okay. And then I wrote the mayor's on line one.
Hmm.
Gotta take the call from the mayor.
Yep.
The mayor.
Then we go to the library.
Now we're in the library and he's talking about, do you remember Akathla? Which one was Akathla? Akathla was the demon
Yeah.
that was going to suck the world into the portal,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I'm with you. I'm back. I'm
Yep.
back. Okay. Got to make sure he stays
Hmm.
dormant.
So Giles needs
Okay.
details.
Um, yeah, right. About her last encounter with
Hmm.
Angel. And she's being kind of general about it. And she's like, yeah, I was there. He was there. I killed him. He went into the portal.
Done.
Right?
Hmm.
Done. And then she's got to go. She's got to go take her makeup test for English.
I
You get credit for speaking it, right?
I noticed when she was walking away, she had, remember the little yellow and black cliff notes? She
Yes.
had that on the very top.
Oh, she
Yeah, so I
did?
was like, oh, I
Did
remember
you
those.
use those when you were in
No, I
school?
never did. I always read the whole book.
Oh. Oh, you're so good.
Like
I
reading.
use them. I use them. And then the teachers were smart enough to like ask us questions that were of things that were not in the cliff notes. The teachers were reading the cliff notes
Oh
too.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay, so then Giles and Willow are talking about her spell casting. She wants to help,
Hmm.
and he's like, "No, it's too complex. No." Right? And then they're back at the Bronze, listening to a band called Darling Julieta.
It's actually Violetta or Violetta.
Oh,
Yeah.
Violetta? Okay, Violetta.
They actually did the theme song for Angel, the series.
Oh, okay. Oh, good for them.
I didn't realize that's who it was on the stage, but as soon as I Google, I'm like, oh, it's them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Um Willow and Oz are making out, as you do when you're teenagers.
Fair.
You just sit in a club and make out.
I mean, I know.
Yeah. And then Buffy, until Buffy so rudely interrupts them, comes in with her red Solo cups.
Scott's there.
Yes, Scott is there. Um, and he shows up and he asks Buffy to dance, and they're very awkward together. And she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm ready." Blah, blah, blah. He's just asking you to dance, not asking you to get married.
Exactly. Let loose a little
Go
bit.
dance with the guy,
B.
right? And then and Willow's like, the guy is charm and normal. I mean, how many of those guys do you find in Sunnydale?
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Although you don't know, he could turn into some kind of
Yeah.
monster in the next scene.
Zombie, fishman, invisible,
Yeah, you don't
an
know.
invisible,
You don't
an
know.
invisible zombie fishman.
Yeah. That's right. Somebody with eye stalks. You don't know. And so then they're like, Cordelia's like, check out Disco Dave over there.
Him.
And this guy is dancing like way weird
Yes.
and fast with some girl who you're like, oh, okay, why is she standing there with him? Why doesn't she? And then she leaves with him, and you're like, oh my gosh. And Buffy's like, something is up. And she follows
They
them.
all go out. So I don't know if you noticed,
Yes.
but somebody, I think Xander hands her a steak. This steak was gigantic. As far as like the circumference, it was
I didn't
huge. It was like
notice.
a baseball bat.
Maybe it was a baseball bat.
I guess.
I did the thing that did make me laugh though, as she's walking out, she's obviously walking for the door, and Scott just kind of like slides up in front of her, and he's like, "Hey, you decide to dance? Let's go!" And I was like, "All right, dude, back it off a little bit." It reminded me of when the Angel and Cordelia, or they were talking in the library, and Jenny's like, "Hey, I'll drive you."
Yes.
I feel like they have a little cart or something that they slide people into the shot.
I believe it.
So then, so they all hang out front, and they hear a commotion over here, and so they go, and then we see the girl who walked out with the guy, and they're standing there, and then we realize it's Dushku,
The douche.
Eliza Dushku, the
Yeah.
douche, and she is fighting this dude
Mm-hmm.
who's obviously a
Yeah.
vampire, and she is a vampire
Mm-hmm.
slayer,
Name Faith.
and her name is Faith.
Yeah.
So now we know Faith and Hope.
Yep.
Yep. So then we're meeting Faith, and she's very peppy. She's like, "Ooh, yeah." She seems to love her job as a Slayer,
Mm-hmm.
but she just wants to meet Buffy, the infamous Buffy. B.
B. Yeah,
B.
I was going to call you M for the rest of the episode.
Um, and she says Slay makes her hungry and horny.
Sometimes Buffy craves a non-fat yogurt.
Yeah, that's right. And then Cordelia explains the whole thing for us in case we don't get it. You know what's going on.
What's going on?
Everybody's really into Faith. They're very excited to meet her, and she's so cool, and they really like her, and you know. But Buffy is like,
I remember when we were finishing towards the end of season 2, after Kendra died, you brought up, well, Kendra died, so is there going to be another Slayer? And I'm just like sitting there. I'm like,
yeah,
no, maybe.
yeah, yeah. It's a good thing Cordelia explained that to us how that happened. Yep.
So before,
Um,
Willow had a blue fuzzy sweater. Now she's wearing a pink fuzzy sweater. They just look very itchy.
she loves fuzzy stuff.
Yeah.
She had that big fuzzy happy face backpack for a
Yep.
while.
I bet she likes Muppets.
Oh, I bet she does. Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
What's not to love?
Fair. Yep.
Faith is all excited. She wants to go slay some vampires with Buffy because they're Watcher free. Because all the Watchers are at the WatcherCon,
But no.
except for Giles.
Yeah.
Giles was not invited.
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't Giles invited? Do we find that out? We never figured out.
No, and considering he's the only one with like an active Slayer, like you would think he'd be the one there presenting.
Maybe they're all jealous of him.
And
See,
the
it comes full circle.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, Faith thinks Giles is cute, and Buffy says, "Raise your hand if
You.
you."
Yep. I noticed in like the scene before that, Buffy had on a little pink cross. Now she has a little green
Yeah.
cross. Like I didn't realize she had so many
Oh,
colorful crosses. Yeah,
all right. The girl can
yeah,
accessorize.
yeah.
She's got keen fashion sense. So it's a good thing Faith is here because there's been two disappearances in the Sunset Ridge district.
Which we'd never heard of before, but
Right?
it's important.
No, but okay. All right. Um, and then Buffy reluctantly invites Faith over to dinner with Joyce before they patrol. I noticed Faith has a tattoo on her arm.
hmm
It looked like a little tribal tattoo. Is that what it is? A little
Yeah,
tribal
yeah,
tattoo, kind of like the tattoo that Eliza Dushku has in Bring It On.
yes, yes. Only this one you can't just wipe off with your saliva.
Yeah, right.
Uh, Xander and
Um,
Willow are showing her around the school. Xander definitely is.
they're giving her they're giving her the big tour of like 20 feet of hallway.
A lot happened in that 20 feet.
I know. And they're like, yeah, and this is where these guys attacked us, and this is where I almost died, and this is where this happened. Yeah, it was pretty eventful.
Cordelia walks up and wants to know why Xander's obsessed with Slayers.
Yes.
Maybe I should hold a stake to your
I
throat.
mean,
Please.
like, oh, yeah. She's not wrong though.
Mhm.
Giles is still having trouble with the binding spell. I don't know. He just needs to ask Willow to help,
Mm.
for goodness
Yeah,
sake.
yeah.
Right?
hmm
Okay, Faith runs into Faith thinks Buffy is wound too high, too tight. She needs to find the fun.
Yeah.
They are very polar
hmm
opposites in their approach to their
Yep.
slaying. And then Faith runs into Scott Hope. They meet. I was like, oh man. Oh man.
I just don't see it.
Um,
I don't see it.
no, I don't know. Everybody's so into her. She's very charismatic,
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
Faith. So I can see that. Buffy is so waffly right
Mm.
now.
She's very 5
You
by
know,
5.
she says that a few times. What does that mean?
That's a good question. I mean, so, is it like,
5 by
like
5.
given
What's
5?
5 by 5? I don't know. What's the brain rot word for that?
Oh, I had to do some Googling for that.
Maybe. Cordelia and Willow and Xander are watching Faith and Scott chatting, and Cordelia's like, "Does anybody think that's her real hair color?"
Like, it wasn't anything flashy. It's not like she had highlights or something.
I know. I was like, so many of the us brown-haired girls are out there, adding more brown to our hair.
Yep.
Buffy goes over and tears Faith away from Scott Hope. And then we see the limo guy, and we find out his name is Mr. Trick.
hmm So now we have all
Faith,
3.
Hope, and Trick.
Yep. Yep.
I still don't like it.
He's
Faith,
very
Hope, and
he's
Trick.
very technological.
Yes, yes, he's smart.
Their jacket
He's
limit
like, we can just
see-through.
bring the people to us what we need. We bring the food to us.
Mm-hmm. Wants the jacket in a
Um,
T3, 25 megs.
I
Probably more than what you have right now.
know. It probably is. I know. But the mystery guy that we met in the limo, he doesn't want any of that. He just wants the Slayer.
No, there's 2
And
slayers.
she's gonna pay for what she did to
Yep.
me. What'd you
Mr.
say?
Trick lets him know that there's 2 slayers.
Oh, yes. And then let's see. Oh, and then the and then the Mr. Trick is like, um, the food is here. Puts on this giant glove, opens the door. I was like, what is with the giant glove? Opens the door, puts his hand into the sunlight, grabs the delivery guy, pulls him in. That was pretty
Yeah.
funny. All right, so now we're at dinner with Joyce.
hmm
Joyce is totally into Faith.
Absolutely.
This is kind of like the love spell episode. Like everybody's so into Faith.
And once again, insulting Buffy.
Ugh,
Be so negative.
worst. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I noticed on the plates, Faith had steak, carrots, broccoli, fries, because Joyce kept serving,
I was
and
looking at
Buffy
that.
has fries.
Yeah, and then when they're looking at her, when they're in the kitchen and they're looking back at Faith and she's eating the fries off of Buffy's plate, then she's reaching into this bowl over here and taking just like
Classy. Very classy.
she's got that 18-year-old metabolism.
Joyce finds out that Buffy died.
So yeah, and Joyce is like, "Can I get you another soft drink?"
A generic beverage, perhaps?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and Buffy thinks that Faith is creepy. She doesn't want to share her life with
Hmm.
Faith,
Yep.
right? And Joyce says, "Well, why can't she just take over for you?" Which is a good
Yeah.
point. Can't you decide not to be a slayer? Can't you just try not being a slayer? And then Joyce is like, "I've tried walking in the Slayer Pride parade." Oh, Joyce.
She finds out that Buffy died.
Even when you're trying to be supportive, you're
Yep.
insulting
Yep.
and awful. So then they're on
Hmm.
patrol. There's some conflict between the two of them. Faith just doesn't get it why Buffy doesn't throw herself into her life as the
Right.
Slayer, right? And this is again, she says she's 5 by
Hmm.
5.
And something
Um,
in Buffy's bottle needs uncorking.
yes,
We
yeah.
get into it. B. Why are your lips still moving? F.
F.
She doesn't have the same ring.
I know it's getting
Yeah.
nasty. But then they're cut off with a vampire
Yep.
attack. Big fight. Lots of crashing through construction stuff. That was a good set. Lots of things for them to fall into and have
Yep.
break. And the vampire says, okay, what's the guy's name?
Kakistos.
Kakistos. For Kakistos we live, for Kakistos you'll die. And then Faith is just losing her mind, wailing on this one vampire, not staking
Hmm.
him, just punching him like crazy. And Buffy's just like, stake him already. Which,
Yeah.
yeah, what's going on with this
She's got
girl?
anger issues.
Um, and then they finally Buffy stakes that dude, and they jump up and Faith's hair and makeup are
Of
perfect.
course.
Perfect. Even Buffy's hair is a little
Yep.
mussed. This girl's hair is just like beautiful. Anyway, they're back at school. Buffy and Giles are in the hallway, and Buffy is telling him she thinks this girl is
Yeah.
cuckoo, which, based on what we just saw, I would agree
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
her, right?
And they're talking about that
Um,
vampire, and she's like, he lived for kissing toast? Maybe it was taquitos?
Taquitos.
That was a second laugh out loud
Yeah.
while I was watching it.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, and then later she what did she call him? Khaki
Yes.
trousers.
Yep. So
That's pretty funny.
Kakistos is a vampire. He's so old his
Yeah,
hands and feet are cloven. Okay. Like the master was pretty old. He didn't have cloven hands or feet,
that is true. That is
but they were
true.
cloven.
But
Hmm.
why? Like the original vampires had cloven feet?
Yes.
They must have. All right. They think it may is a coincidence that the vampires and slash Kakistos showed up at the same time as Faith. Buffy's going to ask her about what she knows, but on the way, Scott rolls in again.
Whoop. Hey, Buff.
Hey, but asks Buffy out, and then he gives her a present to represent their friendship that he wants to have. It's a claddagh
Yeah.
ring, which oh my gosh,
Drama.
the worst thing he could have given her. Yeah, and then she flips out. I can't do this. At this point, if I were Scott, I'd be like,
Done.
Whatever, girl, you're cute and everything, but you're crazy."
If you were 17 years old and somebody asked you out to the Buster Keaton Festival, would you go?
Yes, if anybody asked me out when I'm 17 years old, I'm gonna go with them.
Okay.
Yes, it doesn't matter what it
Okay.
is. Now, if somebody asked me out to the Buster Keaton Festival, I'd be like, Nah. Is there something else we could do? Could we go play trivia
Yeah.
somewhere? I'm sure there's a Marvel movie we could go see."
That is true. Um, we go to Faith's motel room
Um,
next, right?
yes, because Giles found out that Faith's Watcher is
Yeah.
dead, right? So yeah, Faith is at a hotel that's like a short-term rental hotel kind of place. shady motel, and she can't afford to pay her rent.
Mm.
Um, but she will, is what she's telling the
Oh, yeah.
guy. Buffy shows up, asks her about Kakistos, who Faith obviously knows. Um, Faith is very upset and starts
Yep.
packing. So he's really bad
Hmm.
news. Buffy asks her about her watcher, and we find out Kakistos killed her
Right.
watcher.
And then,
But obviously, she got a good lick in because she left him that giant
yeah, that was
scar
pretty nasty.
that isn't healing. Why isn't that healing? Don't they have healing properties? They have healing powers.
Yeah, I guess maybe she really just got a big gouge out and it took
That was
a
a good one,
while.
like an axe down the head or
Yeah.
something. Okay, so then there's a knock at the door, and they see it's the hotel guy, but he doesn't look good.
No. Uh-uh.
No. I said he looks dead because he is.
Yep.
He- they open the door, and it's Kakistos and his
Hmm.
lackeys, and they attack. Faith is freaking out, um, and then they go out the back window into alleyway set number 4.
Hmm. Yep.
Right?
We get a lion's roar from Kakistos. I haven't. I feel like you
Oh,
noticed them more than I
such
do, but it was that one was prevalent.
yeah. This was also the plate glass moment of this episode when they go out the
Yep.
window and they grab onto the window and heave themselves out. No, no cuts or anything. They just,
They're slayers.
they're slayers. Yeah, they're slayers. This time they're going to fight together, but they've been channeled into his lair,
Yep.
right? So then this is a big fight scene of the episode, going up against Kakistos. Well, we're not, right? He's kind of lurking off to the side. We're going after the lackeys
Yeah,
first.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Mr. Trick kind of just quietly escapes.
With some girl. Do we know who that girl
Uh-uh.
was? That female
Nope.
vampire?
Female
No?
vampire
All
number
right.
2.
Yeah, but again, he's smart. He's like, all right, this is not going to be good. So let's get the heck out of here.
Hmm.
Let's see. Kakistos is coming in. He's fighting against Buffy.
So Buffy goes to state Kakistos. I think it barely goes in.
Mhm.
It like goes in like a millimeter.
Yeah, and nothing
Mhm.
happens because he's that old, I
Yeah.
guess, right?
Leathery.
Leather. And he's like, you're going to need a bigger stake. So, okay, she gets a telephone pole
Yeah.
that happens to be whittled into a stake.
Right through him.
That does it.
Yep.
It's kind of anticlimactic
A little bit.
for such a big bad old dude who she was so afraid of
Mhm.
and so freaked out about. That was kind of anticlimactic.
She just needed a friend.
I guess. They're back at the library and they've decided Faith is going to stay until Giles can find her a new watcher.
Yep.
So then Buffy confesses what really happened with the actuarial.
A Kappa.
Right, Akathla, and that Willow's spell worked at the last minute, and she's very apologetic that she tried to hide this stuff from them.
Yep. And then
Right?
she walks away. And while she's talking about it, I don't know, I noticed this previously, but they're playing the Buffy Angel Love theme in the background.
Oh yeah,
And then, she walks away and Willow goes to Giles, like, I really want to help with the spell. I could do it. And he's like, there was no spell.
yeah. What does that mean?
I think he knew something was up with Buffy and was just trying to pull it out of her.
Oh, okay, all right. But now we don't have a spell that we can assure that
Eh,
Arcadia is really dormant fully all the
he's
time.
not going anywhere. He's dormant.
All right, okay, all right, okay. Buffy finds Scott in the hallway, and she wants to get together with him, but I was like, "Oh, it's too late. You're too late.
Yeah.
He's gonna walk around." Oh, but then he turns right back around. I was like, "Oh, dude, come on,
You,
have a
you should
spine.
know better.
This girl just treated you like crap. Keep walking, buddy. You save yourself a lot of anguish later."
Yeah.
But no, okay. But so they're gonna go to the Buster Keaton thing, but not tonight. She has a thing tonight, and her thing is that she's gonna go back to the place where she killed Angel
I
and say goodbye.
swore that this scene was like 3 or 4 episodes later. I did not think it was this
Oh
early in
yeah.
the season. Yeah. So
So she puts the ring down and says goodbye, and she walks away. And I was like, oh, that's nice. But then we get like an end credit scene
Yeah.
where there's light on the ring and there's a little vibrating, and then Angel is back.
Angel butt.
He's back. He's naked. He's wet, and he's back.
What's not to like?
I knew he was coming back. I knew he was coming back.
I really thought it was closer to like mid-season. I'm like, already? Okay.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah. He doesn't look good though.
whatever. He looked
Well,
okay to
you know
me.
what I mean. His face. He looked pained.
I know he looked pained. Yes. Well, he just came through a portal. He's been in like whatever in the
Yeah.
netherworld.
He's in the black goo
Yeah, in the black goo, and now his nethers are back.
and on display. And that's how it ends.
Yes, that's how it
Yep.
ends.
How many steaks did you give Faith, Hope, and Trick?
As much if they would have named it Faith, Hope, and Mister Trick,
You'd be good.
maybe I'd like it a little more. This was a pretty good episode. Introducing the new Slayer, that was pretty good. Um, she seems interesting, so I hope she's around for a few episodes. I'm gonna give this one 3 steaks.
Okay. 3.5 for me.
3.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
For pretty much all the same reasons you just said.
Okay. All right. So what's coming up next?
Um, Next, we have season 3, episode 4, Beauty and the Beasts.
Ooh, beauty beasts plural.
Plural.
Oh, okay. All right.
So what's going on in that episode,
Mm.
Melanie? M.
Are they beasts? Like remember the 80s Beauty and the Beast show where it was Ron Perlman was the beast and he was in the sewer?
No.
And Linda Hamilton from Terminator was you don't remember that show? Oh, it was so popular. Anybody out there old like me remember that show? Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be another werewolf episode, and those are the
Makes
beasts.
sense.
Oz is going to find more werewolves.
Okay. I like where you're going.
And who's the beauty? Cordelia is the beauty.
Okay. Uh,
I have no idea what the plot line could be for that. Just spin a wheel of random plot lines. I don't know.
I'd like to hear what you think just from the title. I think it's interesting. Did you have a favorite line from this one?
Yes. What was it? Let me
Wait,
see.
while you're looking, mine was "He lived for kissing toast."
Oh yeah, that was good. That was good. I think raise your hand if you.
Yeah, also good. Okay.
Oh
If somebody likes this podcast and they want to express their opinion out on the interwebs, how could they do that?
oh. Well, there are several ways, Sean. They could, on their streaming platform of choice, they could leave us a review if they can do so. They can go to our Facebook page or our Instagram page, or Threads or any of those pages. We are at the Sunnydale Diaries, and they can reach us there. They can email us, the Sunnydale Diaries at gmail.com, or they could send a carrier pigeon,
Okay.
or they could just put something out into the world. Visualize, manifest your message to us. Or you could come see us at the Fanboy Expo the first week of September.
We're going to be there September 7th through 8th in Orlando.
We'll be wearing our
Look at
shirts.
these.
Come say hi if you see us. Just flag us down. Roll in on your cart.
Hey, Melanie.
Yeah. Hey, Melanie. Okay. Or let's see. We also have a website, which is thesunnydalediaries.com, where you can find how to get an invite to our Discord server.
Yep. There's a button on that first page you can click to get that invite.
Yes. Did I remember everything?
I think you got them all.
Thank you, Sean.
Sure. Thank you for saying them.
Yes.
All right. So we will be back with season 3, episode 4, Beauty and the Beasts.
We'll see you there.
All right. Bye.